Welcome to our solstice dream journey. I was just holding up my big sun, growing and glowing as it's moved to the longest day of the year. And I love this energy of this space because there's nothing like being in the fullness of the energy that's being brought to us. And there's so much clarity that gets to show up here. There's just a beautiful space for us to be inside of with this solstice energy. And so today's intention is to look for and discover some of the clues to our focus for this season. What we've discovered is that this is an opening and that the information often pours in over a week or so as it continues to get incredibly clear about what it is useful to focus on for you and your whole life for this season. So this season spans from the solstice today to the equinox, which is on September 21st. 13 glorious weeks of really hanging out in this very cool energy of summer. So welcome. So glad that you're here. And let me pull up our little worksheet. You don't have to use the worksheet. I sent it to you in your email, but you may absolutely use a blank piece of paper or a journal. And let me hit share screen. There we are. Share. There we go. Summer solstice. Getting ready. And so I invite you, if for those of you who are already in the Master Club, we spent some time last week talking about what we're grateful for in the past season. But perhaps at this moment, you can think of some of the things that are still coming forward. And you're like, oh my gosh, yes, thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm going to add on here, I had 3 actually pretty big new clients in game clients. So I'm going to add those on there. I like to do little doodles. You could actually use words though, if that feels better for you. Let me just get my little thing working here. And so that the recording looks great. Okay, there we go. And so I like to use little doodles, and I'm thankful for those clients. I'm thankful for some painting this last season, which was really glorious and spiritual and amazing. I'm going to put that on my little easel there. And as well as the expansion of in my space of my Buddha garden to expand to include Kuan Yin. We'll do a nice statue drawing of her there too. Praying hands. Okay, doesn't really look like a person. And I'm gonna do a little thing about my violet flame. Violet flame. And the white space that's opened up for me in my business. And that kind of brings forward something that, and I love this little bee that I drew on here. And maybe you'll draw a little something that flies, because we're going to fly it right up to the sun. Is there anything that you're letting go of this season? Something that perhaps you've been holding on to and you're like, you know what? I'm kind of done with that one. I'm done with it. And the thing that came forward for me this last season was measuring social media. Now, I know it can be useful for some businesses to know how many people are following them and what their percentages are and blah, 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 blah. But for me, and this next season, I am letting go any energy that I'm giving to that. So I'm going to give that a little bit of wings. We're going to fly that right up the sun, and we're just going to transmute it and burn it into a beautiful sun spot that lets that go. I also had some deeper clarity show up and some exciting things about next season. So that brings us, woohoo, right to what are you looking forward for the summer season? What things are coming forward for you for summer season? I've got actually 2 books coming out this next season, which woohoo, I'm kind of excited about that. Little depiction of that. I have the I Am a ZiNG first book coming up, and the Francie Chick children's book number 2 coming out this season as well. So I'm very much looking forward to that and doing some launches around that. I think that'll be really fun. What else am I looking forward? I'm looking forward to filling my Buddha garden. So I'm going to actually draw my Buddha garden one more time. Because I've got some really cool offers coming out this season that I think are going to be really juicy and fabulous. So filling up my Buddha garden with some magic that I'm very much looking forward. And I'm looking forward to some relax in the pool. I hope you're all thinking about also your relax time, your peace, your white space. In the pool. And then as we start to think about, those are the things that your brain knows, right? We already know those things that you're already looking forward to. And the final question on this page is, what do I want to expand or dream about next? What is kind of outside of your, what's possible? What would be next? What would make it even bigger and cooler? What would be even more fun and more ease and more abundance? Yesterday, I cleaned off my desk, making room for the solstice, took everything off of it, and actually, see if you can see this on my screen. Oh, here, I'll put it right in here. I found this on my desk. A nice, crisp $100 bill. And I'm like, oh, well,
Found
that's
money,
a lovely
Jean.
sign. What's that?
Found money.
Found money, exactly. I assume I had it at one point, but when I lost it and then I found it again, then it is the found money. Absolutely. And so I thought that was a beautiful sign of what's possible inside of your business. What is the found ease and abundance that flows into your business? What would make it even cooler and more interesting if you just cleaned off your desk and found money, right? That's pretty easy. So expand. Okay, since we're talking about money, I'm just going to draw that right on there. We're going to expand that. Expand the idea of that. What does that look like? I'm also going to add travel. Expand travel opportunities. Because I always like an adventure. So I am curious. What are you all looking forward to? And as we expand that into our journey, and so I'd like to just hear from at least a couple of you of what you're looking to expand. And yeah, Beth.
Well, I am just so, just, I don't know, on fire, whatever. I have this workshop next week. It's perfect timing to kick off the summer solstice. And it's all about getting my novel finished, getting my current dystopian novel that has been published to the screen, and getting all the illustrations for When Santa Was Single. So I just feel like all my creative projects are kind of coming to fruition, which is really awesome. And just expanding all of that, expanding the distribution, expanding the awareness, expanding the discovery of those. And then also I realize I need to, I don't need to do anything. The other focus I'm going to do is I'm going to record the third collection of 90 Night Dream Time as well. So I've got the 4 projects, all while maintaining a brand new full-time job that is bringing me abundance and lots of really fun and great things. So I'm very, very excited about that. So all of it.
Sweet. All right. Who else would like to share something that you're looking forward to? Or maybe a reflection, anything we talked about. Yeah, Angie.
Yeah, so this upcoming week, the putting in the kitchen counter, the granite, so that's exciting in the kitchen sink. So I'll be able to move after that. So I'm looking forward to actually moving and settling in the summer season. So we'll have to see with everything else, but I would like to, develop, get scheduled doodle do out be nice to get it out by September. If it doesn't happen, then it can happen in January. I'm giving myself permission to make it easy and graceful and so forth. But I also like to see, since I do have Dabble Doodle Do out, I can do in the fall. I want to expand and do a class around that, and develop a doodle club that's probably meets monthly or every other week, an ongoing subscription for that. I'll see how I can do that and make that sustainable, year after year type of subscription for people who'd like to just, have that collective of other like-minded people who just need a day once a month or twice a month to just enjoy some doodling fun with other people. Those type of things. I want to, and meditate more around these ideas and see how I can expand some more class development, more what kind of sales can I do? Going to be celebrating my 4 square anniversary soon, and solidifying more business ideas.
Sweet. Awesome. Thanks.
Mhm.
Thanks for sharing that. And very excited for your move. Well, and it's way nicer to move in the summer than any other time of the year. Don't want to do that stuff in the winter. One more share.
I'll do one.
Okay.
It was great when Angie was just saying the word like-minded. I was just thinking of how do I make a picture of that? I was just trying to draw like brains. I'm going to show you all. Well, I just was kind of also piggybacking on what I heard you say too, Jean, like expanding travel sounds awesome. So I just kind of put myself all over the world. And I know that in the coming season, we'll have the big party honoring my mom. So there's my angel mom getting a award. Can you guys tell? She's got somebody gave her a ribbon. Yeah. And then like-minded connections and expansions. I made that. Those were 2 brains. Connecting and just kind of the beyondness, because I'm really excited. I don't even think I've talked to this group about it very much, if at all, about this idea of slow communication and just really looking directly at my technology interactions and how my relationships are all threaded through my technologies. And it's a topic that I've cared a lot about for a long time. Just every once in a while I get really excited about it, and then it kind of falls away or I get distracted. But as I was saying last week, popping out of my jar, the bee going up into the sun last week was being obsessed with my private practice and just letting my private practice kind of be my side gig. That was such a revelation for me, because my main gig was my clinic job, but my mom died right after I left the clinic job. So there's been all this kind of noise. And now that things are kind of starting to settle down a little bit, I realized my private practice can be a side gig. And now there's this room for connecting with like-minded people that are also jazzed on the same topic I am about technology and our compulsions and what that's done to us. I think I've shared with you all that book, The Power of Fun. Which a lot of the first part of that book is about that. So yeah, I'm excited to expand on feeling excited about something. It's just so nice to feel, engaged. It's a relief. It really is. Not even like pressuring myself. Like I always have to stay that way. But if there's some momentum here, I'm happy to expand on that. It feels really good.
That's awesome. I love that. And thanks for bringing forward that kind of expansion piece, which I've often put on my little sheet, surprise and delight, something that would kind of surprise and delight me. Angie often calls it new opportunities, right? Just something that shows up and you're like, ooh, that was cool. I really like that. And so let's put that in our little bubble as well. An opportunity that shows up that wasn't really expecting, but wow, that's the perfect alignment. I was waiting for that. Thank you. More of that, please.
I want to also, since I'm just going to show you really quick because I forgot to share this with you all. I wanted to show it because there's a picture of Greg in here too of the things I'm grateful for from the last season. Master Club, of course, is in here. There we all are, being awesome with each other and creative and great. But lots of other things, but the one thing I wanted to show you is, so this is me, and that's my cousin Ben and his bald head, and there's Greg, and we're all at the Dead show. Yeah.
Sweet. Love it. Oh, that's beautiful. All right, so here's what we're going to do next. We are going to go on a dream journey, and I'm going to guide you through the first part of this. We are going to I have pulled some cards, and I'm going to share my screen again here because I don't always pull cards for this, but today, share. Some of you know, oh, my spinner's there too, because we need a spinner. I'll just leave that $100 bill there because, you know, we can. I got a Kuan statue this last season in my backyard to go along with my 6-foot Buddha. And hang on, I'm just trying to get my screen to do the right thing here. There we go. And so I decided to pull a card once again from the Kuan Oracle. And you know, when we pull cards, how magical they are. And today I actually drew card number 21 because it is the solstice. It is the 21st. And how magical is that? And this is the Orchid Priestess of Destiny. So I want you to sit with that. You can see she's playing a little flute. She's got kind of an orchid robe all around her. And I love this idea about your highest spiritual destiny calling to you. And this is the moment, this is the sign. It's saying it is time to answer that call of your destiny. It is time to sit with your destiny, hear it in your heart, feel it in your soul, and let it inform your next actions or this whole next season, right? That's what's coming forward. The next deck that I went to is the Angels, Peacocks, and Butterflies. That is my deck. And I pulled a card from the Angel deck. And the one that came forward was honesty. And what I love about this in terms of even our destiny card is that this is time to be really honest with yourself. If this is calling you, truly, it is time. It is time to be honest that this is the only thing that will truly move you forward, is the thing that is on your heart right now. Let's focus on it for maybe a season and see what comes forward. And then finally, I went to the Peacock deck, which is about action, is about moving something along. And I love that this card pulled up enjoying, because quite frankly, doing the thing that is on your heart for destiny opens it up in such a great way that all you can do is enjoy yourself. I love that it wasn't a more action-y kind of card. Sometimes we think about, you know, some of the ones that come up there are really a doing. And in this case, I want you to interpret this enjoying not as passive, but an action. Enjoying as the actual thing that you're going to do. It's on your to-do list and you're going to be checking it off. And so as we go on this dream journey today, I'm going to have you open up your heart space. We're going to find that great tree. I love that little tree that showed up on our worksheet today. So maybe if you were drawing some doodles right now, you would doodle a tree, because we're going to go into your sacred forest. We're going to find your sacred tree. We are going to knock on the door and we are going to open that door and we are going to find the spiral staircase inside of it. And you will find that that staircase today has been strewn with orchids and roses and all kinds of beauty. And it's being lit up by your heart combined with your higher self, combined with your connection into the earth, to Mother Earth. So there's a great light of beam of light coming through your spiral staircase. We're going to step up. We're going to stop at the first entrance and we're going to take a look around. And today I would like you on this dream journey to see what signs might be showing up that are pointing you in the direction of your focus. And the focus may be a clarity, it may be an action, it may be a being, it may be a rest. There are many things that can show up on your focus. It may be an object that is a gift for you. And we'll find out what that gift is for. And so these are the cards. And then, of course, along with our abundance, this is not in the end about money. And yet, money is one of the things we use to measure abundance. And so I would love to see some signs also in our spiral case lookout from our sacred tree that will show the way to abundance pouring down through your business. Once we get there and I've set you all up, I will leave you for maybe 5 minutes to journey and talk to your guides that have shown up there, and then I will guide you on back. So that is what we are going to do. And I'm actually going to stop that share so I can see your faces if I need to. And let's do it. So breath in and out. Feeling your feet on the ground, connected to the earth, connected to all that is, connected to your past and to the future, connected most importantly to the present. Your space here and now, and maybe wiggling your toes a little bit. You can feel in your mind's eye the ground beneath your feet that is connected to the earth, and deep inside the earth is the light that guides all things that are on the planet. Feeling in your chest, your heart beating, breath in and out, feeling your heart beating, maybe with a hand on your heart. Maybe you want to tap it there a little bit, feeling the presence to the here and now. Heart beating, light expanding. Feeling your heart with each breath, filling with light. Filling with your natural light. Who you are, who you be. You are a light being. Opening up any shadowy spots. Clearing out anything that is not serving you. Perhaps seeing your heart like a big rose and all the crevices, the rose opening wide, and any petals on the outside that no longer serve you simply dropping away, adding beauty to the ground and the space around you. Breathing in and out. Feeling the light expanding to the soul star above you, a column of light that illuminates you from your soul star to your heart, to below your feet, into the earth. Breathing in the light, breathing out expansion of the light. Breath in of light, out expansion of the light. You may have noticed that some of your guides are now gathering around you or have gathered around you. Perhaps your guardian angel, the angel of your business, your spirit animal, any guides that are specific to your business. Your guide for abundance, all standing with you, pointing the way. And you see that they have opened the path in front of you into the sacred forest. And as you get up and float or hop or skip or jump, or maybe simply walk down the path to your sacred forest, opening up to the beautiful trees and nature that supports you on this plane. And as you step into the forest, you already know and see the tree that is your sacred space. The sacred tree that is an opening to your wisdom, to your restoration, to your knowing. Perhaps you will embrace the tree and the tree embraces you back, opening the door to its sacred and secret spiral staircase inside. The spiral is lit up with your heart light, with your soul light, with the earth's light, in a big pillar of light, illuminating the whole staircase. You may find orchids from the Orchid Priestess. You may find rose petals from the roses that support you in beauty in everything that you do. And as you step up the spiral, you can feel the anticipation of the coming season. Stepping up, each step allows you to be closer to the knowing, to the completion, to the excitement of following a path and then celebrating its completion. And as you come to the first landing, there is an opening there that opens up to a big branch on your tree. And perhaps you will go out to that branch and sit for a while because the view is extraordinary from here. You can see the full summer season spreading out in front of you. Perhaps you see the things growing that you've planted. Perhaps you can even see all the way to the edge of the harvest of those beautiful things that you have planted. Maybe there's some extra seeds. Maybe there's some things growing that you didn't even plant and are delightful. Perhaps there are some butterflies floating by or birds in the sky that want to show you something beautiful. I'd like you to spend some time here watching and looking for the signs and perhaps asking for wisdom from your guides. I will time you for 5 minutes and then I will call you back with an angel song. Enjoy your time. The orchid priestess of destiny is playing her flute, calling you into your destiny. She comes forward and gives you a gift. What gift is she offering to you? And as she continues to play her flute, your angel guides are singing a song, calling you to your destiny, calling you to your actions. Is there any things you're inspired to do from this imagery? How will you be honest with yourself? How will you more deeply enjoy the journey? And as you thank your guides, I would like you to make your way back to your spiral staircase, floating or stepping or hopping down each one of the steps, the joy bursting from your heart, knowing that you're coming back here to make manifest your destiny. Perhaps you give your tree one more hug before you leave, hopping down the path of your magical forest, stepping back to your space here and now, settling back into your body here and now. Maybe wiggling your toes, feeling the ground solidly there, grounded in this new reality for this season. Feeling your heart beating in your heart, in your body. Feeling the expansion of light of who you now are with the new knowledge of this coming season. And perhaps living in the mystery of some unanswered questions that will still be revealed. Breath in and out, fully feeling yourself here and now. Maybe giving yourself a nice hug, maybe a little neck massage, head massage, waking it all up, coming back here. And then taking a moment maybe to write it down or doodle some of the things that came forward in your dream journey. I had a orchid plant come forward. I love orchids, and the ones that I all had blooming, they have all the last blooms just popped off, and I just clipped all the stems. And so I kind of feel compelled to go get some that are blooming also, but I love cultivating the ones that are, now the leaves are getting all, happy again. And so I love that whole idea of orchids coming up, because you don't actually know when they're coming, and then you don't know how many blooms there's going to be on there. So I love that as a metaphor into this season. And I'm going to probably use that to plant some dream seeds tonight, to have some deeper dreams about this. So if you have a dreaming practice, this can be a great place to plant some dream seeds as well. I got a gift of a blue topaz ring. I'm like, that was very specific. It's very specific. I don't own a blue topaz ring. So apparently I need to explore that one a little bit as well.
That's my birthstone, by the way.
Oh, is it? How lovely. So I would love to hear from you what came forward in your dream journeys, and if there's still some mystery, if there's some specific actions, if there what came forward. I'm curious to know. Yeah, Beth.
Well, literally, a cat came forward. So my neighbor has this really adorable cat, and he'd come to visit earlier, and I thought he was gone. So I shut the door and let it, and then in the middle of everything, I hear this meow. So he's locked in. So I had to get up and let him know. But he's just roaming around here now, and it's just such a great metaphor for just being free to just explore, because that's what the cats are doing in my apartment. Wanted to get into the closet, went into the other closet, went under the bed, went into the kitchen, so the cat's just exploring all this new territory, so. And I love this cat. He's so cute. He has one eye. He's very adorable. So anyway, I literally got a cat.
Love it. That's awesome. Thanks for sharing that. Yeah, Astrid.
Hi, everyone, and thank you so much for letting me guest, Jean. I always love being in your spaces and love seeing everyone again. So thank you for your magical journey. They're always so amazing. So yeah, it's super magical. I was in a magical land. Big view. And what happened for me is I saw, like, my tree was so tall and I saw so far in the land, and I saw a metaphor of like red roses pop up everywhere, and they were representing the cancer patients that I get to reach with my virtual retreats. And so they're popping up. And then I got another wisdom for a client that I currently have. But what ended up happening is I had a big swirl kind of in a purple, seeing that, yeah, all of that is part of the divine plan kind of thing. And everything is happening in divine timing, and everything is leading towards the bigger gala that I want to do. I saw it kind of on the right side, really dark purple, like it's almost like a validating to calm down, all is well, and everything is coming together fine, even though it's very different from traditionally I would plan a gala, right? So all is, yeah, super beautiful validation. And Marilyn was in there, of course. And I got specific clarity also for the 2 nonprofits that are now in my circle who love what I do, that they can help me reach more of these red flower patients. And all of that will lead to the gala. And so it's a different angle and different view. So your visualization opened me up to see the bigger picture and to drop in more. And Kuan gave me a really nice metaphor of a flower that was purple stem and orange leaves, kind of exotic. And so clear metaphor of spirit is the growth and the actions are then the flowers, and to keep that, like really validating that again. Spirit as inspiration, and that's okay. So thank you.
Love that. I love that. And that reminds me, as I'm thinking about my orchid as well, is that my job then inside of this orchid is just to water it and talk to it, and like hold the vision of blooms that will come. Don't overwater it. Don't
Right?
get it in the sun. Like orchids are kind of finicky, right? They're kind of finicky. And yet my job isn't to say bloom. No.
Like my constant keep learning. It's like pushing me to, in a gentle way, like taking my reins back to the spiritual journey of being present. And like this whole pushing and like I keep coming into that because I get so excited. I see the big vision and like I'm like, let's do it already. It's like you can't push the flowers to grow. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's hilarious. Yeah. I keep trying to do it, but then I keep coming back. So
Love it. Awesome. Thanks for sharing that. All right. Who else would like to share? Lori.
So interesting experience for me. I never fall asleep unless it's bedtime. And I just kept nodding off. whole experience. And I was like, wow, my body is really needing rest. Like it was just like the experience was about that reminder of just really giving myself space for rest and really letting that to just be what it is, and enjoy it. So that was a kind of a fun little twist for me. And then as the journey was kind of coming into the end, I found myself up at camp and in the forest and playing with the tent and the fairy, the priestess, the Orchid priestess, brought in the group of participants for the retreat. And it was like we're all sitting within the tent, and that was just really interesting. There was this thing about the little like little wood slices and having everyone make name tags with the wood slices. It felt very like, you know, summer camp like, and I thought that was really cute. That whole piece. There's some other like kind of family story stuff around that, but it really made me smile, and I was like, okay, that's really cute. And I loved when you read and shared what the card said. Just on our way, Chris and I were on a supply run this afternoon, and on our way home, we drove past this massive catalpa tree. And I think catalpa trees are so cool. They have orchid-like flowers, and it was in full bloom, and it's probably one of the most regal shaped catalpas I've ever seen in my life. Usually they're kind of like stretching and trying to fit in a space, but this one just had its own space. And when we passed it, I'm like, Chris, it was a catalpa. So I kind of got real excited, and I'm like, I love the orchid flowers. And there's one up the street, and I'm like, we need to go get some flowers. So I was thinking about the orchids, and then this morning, the birds woke me up really early, and I went outside and made a recording with my flute, and I was like, oh, this is really sweet. There's like sweet thread of the orchid and the flute and the priestess energy. And so thank you. That was really beautiful.
Wow, I love how all of those came together in your whole day. Like we had the tree, the sacred tree, the orchids, the flute. Like, wow.
Yeah. I was like, did you pull this card for me?
Of course. Always journeying together. We're all here.
The beauty of the group, the woven tapestry of a group. It's so cool. So thank you.
Awesome. Fabulous. Well, and thank you also for a reminder of the rest piece, because, you know, I sometimes forget to notice all that white space around it. You know, I was like, well, I just have this one little thing on my paper of orchids. Well, all the rest is white space. That is really an important noticing for me, is that it's not about, especially in the summer, you know, the summer we plant things and it's kind of vacation time, right? We're all supposed to go do something. Ella reminded me again that she's planning to take July off. And I'm like, oh yeah. No, this is what we do in summer. We really enjoy this growing season because we can't point at the things and say, flowers bloom now. No, we kind of hang out. We give them some water. We do that. So yeah, thank you for reminding me about that rest piece.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
It's beautiful. Awesome. All right. Who else wants to share? Lois.
I know, I would love to hear from Lois.
Well, I was enjoying that with Lori, the zoning out and the sleep, but that's been my way of operating the last month or so with all the meditations I've been doing. And actually, I think I was actually searching for the tree because we had an apple tree we had to take down in our yard this week, and it just was sick and it just needed to leave in totality. And the funny thing was that we had bought a dwarf, I think it's a tamarack tree, a weeping tamarack, about 5 years ago, and planted it, thinking it would be smaller so that we could still see the green space and the river and all that. And it's grown into this huge tree. Like, that's okay. Maybe that's why the apple tree decided to depart, to give this other tree room, because it's really blossoming. So I was looking at it earlier today, thinking, how can I go and sit under it, because it grows right to the bottom of the ground. Like, I like to sit with my back on the tree when, you know, meditating. So anyway, so I guess I'm gonna have to think about that. But yeah, it seemed like I was kind of walking around in circles and not really doing anything specifically, just listening and just enjoying that white space, and thinking that summer needs to be just that completion time for me with some of the projects that I've had, you know, all year long. And that's kind of where I left off. And I got a gift of a white box. Didn't open it. It's got a pretty bow on it, and I guess I'll open it up the next time I go.
Sweet. Awesome. I love that. Thanks. Thanks for sharing that.
Thank you.
Karen, you have something you want to share?
I'll share. It's also just, you know, reflecting a little bit on what other folks are sharing too, and Lois and Lori and the resting, and also Lois talking about kind of completing on some things now. That was sort of a theme for me when I look at this current season. And it was what Astrid was sharing about, like, I'm the same way. I just want things to happen immediately, and I don't have a lot of patience. But I just heard somebody yesterday talking about that we have to give ourselves credit for invisible progress, I think was how he described it. So I just wanted to say that to all of us here on this theme of yelling at the flowers to grow faster isn't going to make them grow faster. But we know, you know, that we're consistent and diligent. We show up in our club each week and whatever it might be. But credit for that invisible progress. I thought that was a really cool expression. So in my tree journey today, the message that I was getting was just keep having fun. And every once in a while I'd go, okay, well, what about the shows? What am I going to do about that the rest of the summer? This was actually the one where it also had, it could tell that just going straight to fun wasn't going to cover it all, that there was some emotion that needed to come through. It was, go just stream them, rent them, you know, for $40 or whatever it is. It's a lot cheaper than, I mean, it cost me something to get to, you know, traveling all these ways, all this. So keep watching them, and you'll know when you know if you're meant to catch another one or not. You'll just know when you know. Keep having fun, but also, like, grieve that a bit if you need to. Like, it's the end of this revival of something really special. Yeah. So I loved that. And it just ended up in my notes. Just like take some time and grieve that if that would help. Like, just be honest with what the feelings are, because I think that's part of, I think a lot of us who are, a lot of my friends have been saying to me, like, I'm off and on. I want to go, but I really shouldn't because I this or that, but I really want to go. And I think it's because we maybe aren't, like, being with ourselves and going, oh, I'm having some feelings here. I'm sad this is ending. I'm happy that we had it, but I need to, like, slow down and feel for a second. And then I think probably the choosing on that will be clear. And everything else, yeah, like every category, my relationship with my family, all of my relationships, my work, the private practice, the passion projects, the Grateful Meds retreat, because I'm a little bit like, ooh, I've got this other shiny object that I'm playing with now, but I have a retreat in August. And this beginning, the first 2/3 of this season are building for that. And so I was like, well, what about that? Oh, just keep having fun. Oh, okay, duh. You know, all of the things. Just keep having fun, do with a light touch. None of this is emergency. And I also see that ocean, which is usually something I'm always kind of trying to get to, is next season. And the quieter time, some of the rest that we're talking about now, because it's sort of an active moment for me, and we're building for my mom's next service and all of this season that we're in right now. And maybe that's what Lois meant when saying completing some things. I got my hands on a lot of stuff, but as I've been since my mom passed and kind of feeling like I'd really like some sabbatical time and space too, to rest and maybe just have it be kind of one thing that I've got my eye on, if even that, probably fall. And that feels nice. So I'm sort of, if I kind of if I dangle ocean out there in the fall, that's a nice attractor too. And I also just wanted to thank you, Lori, for talking about those orchid blossoms, because it brought to my mind the magnolia trees in the neighborhood where I live. There's national park property all around here. I think y'all know, right across the street. The magnolia trees have been blooming for a while now. And this morning I was out in the park talking to a friend, and she was like going on and on about something that I don't know. It just was kind of going. And I looked up and I can see a bunch of them just from where I'm sitting right now out my window, but up close, they're so special. They're absolutely stunning, especially when you're right up next to them. And it was kind of sweet because my friend, like, whatever was on her mind didn't even matter. I was like, oh, that's okay. I didn't have to tell her, hey, look at the flowers. Like, it wasn't about that. But they registered in my mind. So Lori, thank you for bringing your specific blossoms back up, because it had me, just kind of remember they're right outside. They're really pretty. And that's my season. I want to say, I'm just going to say, I'm going to hope you'll forgive me for saying so, Greg. I would love to hear anything from your share so that our people could get to know you a little bit too, and you don't have to. So sorry for calling you out. I know you'll forgive me. I hope you will.
I don't have anything to share right now. Thank you though.
Okay. Thanks for journeying with us. Angie, you have anything you'd like to share?
Sure. I love the visualization of, traveling through the forest. Initially I was right at the tree, but then you brought us back with the rose and then the path of roses, and then bringing us to the forest. So I then saw the trees, as I walked through the path to the tree. It was just so enormous and kind of dark here. But then I went through the doorway, and initially I was thinking we were going down, but then you said we're spiraling up. So then I came to that balcony on the branch and looked up on the beautiful vista, and I was just, at that point it was it was more of a message of just pause, be still, absorb, savor. It was it's like at the darkest before the dawn coming, and it was like a sunrise. So it was really dark at first, and then it's sunrise. But then as the sun was rising, there was also a storm coming. And then I got the message of, you can't have color without a storm and sun, together. So it's like the rainbow, and then the raindrops, and even some lightning. And then I got the message of, sometimes a little bit of tragedy has to happen for something bigger, blessings to unfold. And that brings opportunities for other people to help. If if everything's hunky-dory, nobody has the opportunity to help. But if something happens tragically, then that's when kindness can roll in, and people have the opportunity to step in and help. So I kind of got that message. And also this, see to be seen, or be seen. Yeah, see to be seen. And yeah, my gift that I was given was a robe of color like that in the Old Testament. I think it was Jacob and his colorful, yeah,
Joseph, yeah.
Joseph, okay. Yeah, and his Technicolor, yeah. So it's just this big, beautiful, colorful robe. And there's this one artist, I think up in upstate New York, I think. So she makes these beautiful, colorful cloaks. Yeah, something like that. So yeah, savor the view and then just embrace every circumstance as a blessing, you know. But yeah, be still was also just I'm in a point where I just need to sit still with and just savor and focus and allow to see what I need to do next. I know moving is a big thing, so just that's absorbing a lot of my energy. But at the same
Absolutely.
time,
Well, and I love even the moving, the storm as the metaphor for moving as well. You know, like it's a lot of it. It's moving across, right, and plopping you in a new place. That's more colorful, and so I like that as a metaphor for that as well.
so yeah, I could show what I kind of sketched here. So
Mm,
just the tree and this stuff. Oh, and then we got this, the sun is peeping through, and the raindrops in the cloud.
beautiful. Mm, always such wonderful imagery. Love that. All right. So I want to just hop on. So what's next? I thank you for dreaming with me today. And what's next is, so as we go through the journey, so here this is from my spring journey. And what we do next in the Master Club, and the Master Club is about grabbing that focus and then allowing it to actually manifest into reality as in a form that makes sense. We want to give it some sense. And there we go. And so what we're doing tomorrow in the Master Club. So this actually we meet every Thursday in the Master Club. And so for those of you who are watching the replay of this and are wondering, well, what do I do now with this imagery that I've gotten? The next thing that we do is we focus on our time, and we do that through a time space wheel. So this is one that I created for myself last season. I like to put a spinner on it because yes. And this is a construct that we use to manage and visualize how we use our time and how our time is used through us. And so it's this really beautiful way of really getting a handle on where we spend our time inside our business. The week following that, we make a map. And I guide you through creating a map of the season. And it allows you to create some signposts along the way and create a vehicle for getting there. And so the idea of each one of the worksheets that we do inside of here, we go on to a focus wheel game. So each thing that we do inside of the Master Club is designed to continue to move us along on the path and stay inside of our focus of what you claimed. And so what I love is that we have an opportunity to truly be inside of our focus for the season. And so if you are watching the replay and curious about the Master Club and not sure if this is a great match, absolutely hit me up. We'll pop on a Zoom call and I can tell you all about it. But you will also find the links below of the replay and you can go check it out. Anything else I want to say about the Master Club? I don't think so. So it is 13 weeks, 12 games and activities, weekly gatherings, along with monthly dream journeys, similar to this one, where we journey for that month specific so that we can get into the actions that will really support us in our cosmic journeys. Anything else I want to say about that? I don't think so. Thank you so much for journeying with me. Is there anything else that someone would like to add? Yes, Karen.
I just wanted to say to a little testimony for the Master Club, because this is I'm just finishing my first season, going into my second. And I mean, I could probably go on and on. It's been such a wonderful touchstone, a time of a lot of change in my life. And it's just been this constant over these last few months that's been fruitful every single time. And the thing that I wanted to share with you is one of the exercises that we do in here is creating this map and then looking at what the signposts along the way, like how will we know that we're on the road to whatever the dream is, maybe something that we envision today, right? And so I just, as you were sharing some of your pages from this last season, I opened up my notebook and I remembered today that my original map that I made had excitement all the way at the end of the season. I knew that I needed gentleness and spaciousness earlier in the spring, but coming up to the summer, I was keen for excitement. And what I think is really neat about that is that's what I was expressing with you all earlier, that I've been writing a little bit, that I have a topic that I'm jazzed about, that I'm actually digging my teeth into a bit right now. And I feel excitement, I feel aliveness that hasn't been there in this. It's notable. It's notable. So I think it's really fun that that's what I put at the end of my, I don't know if you can see me here on the screen. Hang on, let me get my view back up. I can tell. Where am I? Where am I? There I am. Okay, so see, at the very end of last season was excitement. That's what I made in the Master Club, and lo and behold, there it is. I can attest that doodles come true. So when the right questions are asked, it can be a really powerful combination. Thank you, Jean.
I love that.
I can too. Jean has been a phenomenal cornerstone. She's been my pocket guide for the past going on 3 years. I mean, I started with an idea of a book, or I had the book turned into a game. The game is nearly done. I just hesitate to get it done because I'm in the process of moving. But so I have that. I'm thinking about turning that book also into more of a colorful coloring type book. So that's in the process, but also got my Dabble Doodle Do book out, and I did 2 workshops. So I feel like, yeah, I'm generating a little bit of income. I'm getting more solid on what I really want to focus on, and that's empowering people with creativity. My background is in anti-bullying work, and I still kind of I'm not sure if I want to go into school systems yet, or if I want to take it. I'm still kind of finding, but I'm loving the creativity part. So I love of empowering others with creativity, because it's what got me through school. If I didn't have anything to fall back on but my arts, doodling and doing theater and doing dance and music, I would have committed suicide. I know I would have. It was a very difficult period in my time, and I felt I've helped students as a middle school and high school teacher in when I was in public service in the school systems. But I needed to spread my wings and do bigger. I couldn't be just in that system because that system's broken. So I want to find a way where I can help fix that system. But through the support and love and support of this group, I've been able to get more clarity, and the ideas have been, fruitful. And I really appreciate Jean's in the group for that.
Awesome. Yeah.
Specifically, I heard you bling work, brand language. Oh, possibly. Yeah. All right. Love you guys.
Beautiful. Thank you. Thanks so much for that, Angie. I so appreciate that. And, this is the kind of things that happen in the Master Club. We publish books, we get creativity done, we launch courses, we make money, we, all those things ground and land. And so I appreciate you all for the magic that you bring to your own worlds and to this as well. So thank you. Thank you for dreaming with me. Oh, Astrid, yes.
Quickly, I want to also say how much I appreciate your space. So you really saved my life as I was going through the cancer journey, because I needed a joy space really to sustain my health and my let go stress. And you helped me to focus on my dreams and on what I want to create and to do it in my own time. And the creativity really fed my heart and soul, and it helped me hear my inner wisdom and my steps forward, and actually continue building my business in a really like tiny steps, you know, whatever space I could do, but it helped me to stay, to not stress out, but to walk while nurturing my heart, and to do less and still spark magic, right? Like, because we don't need to do all that hustle. Like this, I feel like your space is actually a magical space that makes everything feel playful. That could, if we don't make space for creativity and play, then we hustle and we miss on the magic. And you make the magic a foundation and allow people to create bigger things with this carpet, like the magic carpet. That's what the space is. Yeah.
Beautiful. Thank you. Thanks so much for sharing that. And I know that's pretty much how it rolls here, right? We have fun, and then here we are. And any questions or any other comments that anyone would like to make? Otherwise, we will complete our circle for today and our dream for our summer season. And thank you all for hanging out here with me. And I look forward to seeing you all in the Master Club tomorrow, since it is Thursday tomorrow, and creating some magic together. So let's let it roll. Have a beautiful, beautiful day. All right. Thank you. See ya.